Most people ride around Jeju Island in 2 to 3 days. I did in 15. At this pace, people walking the Ole Trail would finish before I did. A completion certificate is awarded to cyclists who finish the 235k trail. To earn it, you need to collect stamps at 10 different stations along the way. I didn't bother collecting a single one. If I had submitted the stamp book to the Korean Cycling Federation, they probably would have wondered why it took me so long and handed me the snail award. Locals say Jeju has an abundance of rocks and wind. I experienced this from the very beginning, venturing west against the wind. The best route is to head west from Jeju City and cycle around the island in a counterclockwise direction. That way, the ocean remains on your right-hand side throughout the journey. I wanted to camp as much as possible, as Jeju has some nice free beachside campgrounds. My first night was at Gwangju Beach, where you can find newly built showers with hot water. Despite the cold winds, you can instantly feel a relaxed tropical vibe if you stare at the large palm trees long enough. My rest day on day 2, I walked the 800-meter Ole Trail to Hyupjae Beach, popular among tourists for its white sand and emerald green waters. While most tourists are drawn to Jeju for its ocean views, some venture off to observe textbook geological displays of past volcanic eruptions. One such side trip, located 15 kilometers from Gwangju Beach, shows just that. Volcanic bombs from explosive, pyroclastic eruptions rained down over Suwon about 1 million years ago, forming a tooth ring. As you walk down to the rocky shore, you can see where these bombs pierce through layers of ash. After cycling just 62 kilometers over 3 days, I needed to slow down and take a full day's rest in Mosulpo, which is a small laid back town with a fishing port, and where you can catch a ferry to Jeju Island. I didn't do any fishing or take the ferry. My 2 night stay at the hotel in Mosulpo was mostly spent in the hotel room, recovering from nasty cold. Perhaps it was all the hangover soups I had lately. I was starting to feel better after a full day's rest in Mosulpo. The morning air smelled fresh as I looked out at Halasa Mountain. I was actually looking forward to the 11K ride to Sambang Mountain on day 5. It would mark the shortest ever distance I've ever ridden during a cycling tour. If I had a choice of having lunch at a convenience store or at a local restaurant, I would always choose a local restaurant. I tried numerous noodle soups in Jeju, and my favorite kogiguksu place was at Sage Guksu. The broth was savory and the color and taste was similar to the Ichiran ramen I had in Fukuoka. I actually preferred the one in Jeju, as it had thicker and more plentiful slices of pork. After lunch, I met a Korean ajashi at Dodot Backpackers in Sage, where I spent 2 nights. He was traveling around Jeju on a scooter with his saxophone. When the weather turned too cold to ride, he ended up staying for 2 nights as well. It was a great place to meet other travelers. We even met trekkers from China doing the Oli Trail. As I was too tired, I went to bed early and drifted off the sound of his saxophone. I could just picture him serenading the young Chinese women. He didn't look like Kenny G, but he could definitely play like him. During the 13th century, when much of Korea was under the influence of Yuan dynasty, the Mongols brought horses to Jeju. These short and chunky horses, also known as Jejuma, can survive in temperatures down to minus 40 degrees and travel between 65 and 80 kilometers per day. A striking visual display of blue skies and golden canola fields in full bloom marked the beginning of the 7th-day ride to Seogwipo City, the halfway point. I could feel my energy levels returning after being dampened by COVID. The weather was nice as I rolled in the urbanized streets of Seogwipo. There are many budget hotel rooms here and makes it a good place to base yourself for a few days and check out local markets, waterfalls, or if you have the energy, just go hike up South Korea's tallest mountain, Halasan. After 2 nights of urban life in Seogwipo, I was looking forward to the peaceful coastal roads. It was only a few kilometers right out of the city center where the traffic vanished. In some areas, the roads became quieter and narrower. Closer to Pyoseon Beach, I was exposed to strong headwinds. It took a fair amount of energy, so so I stopped by an all-you-can-eat lunch at Jeju Buffet to refuel. After setting up my tent at the free campground on Pyoson Beach, I went to the nearby library to recharge my phone, use the free Wi-Fi, and fill my thermos with boiling water for afternoon tea. Amidst the sound of the wind and waves, the small comforts of everyday life once again added to the joy of travel. There are days on the bicycle when your body and mind tells you to stop riding, and you often ask yourself, why am I doing this? But today, I just wanted to ride. I pedaled all the way to the east coast of Jeju to Songsan, fueled by overflowing energy. My cold was gone too. When I rolled into Songsan, a World Heritage area, I thought it'd be nice to stay for a few days. I went for a coastal walk in Sapchikoji, Ilchulbong, and a small hill behind Songsan. After 3 nights, I boarded the ferry to Jeju Island, where a slower pace was awaiting.